And then, can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Gosh, it's like organisation not great today. So, hi everyone and welcome. I'm just wanting to host these little calls just to basically build your belief around Prove It and the industry and the products and yourself. I loved something that Gabby said to me the other day, which has been ringing in my ears. And she said to me, we all know what to do, but we just need to be inspired to do it. So I just want to host these very, very quick pop-up calls. And I'm going to record every one of them. If you can, make sure that you're on it, because sometimes the recordings on my laptop can be a bit funny, but no worries if not. I will record every single one of them, and as long as it works out, I'll put it on YouTube straight away. The reason why I wanted to do this is because my belief in not only Prove It, but actually this industry and these products is so unshakable. Nothing could really pull me away from this business. It would take, a really, really big, significant circumstance for me to stop doing this. And there's so many kind of hurdles that I've had to come across, especially not having an upline, like there's all different things. So I've really had to be very resilient in this business. And honestly, nothing could make me quit. Like, even on the worst days, I still love it and I still believe in it. But I also realized that that is 6 years worth of, going to events, meeting different people. I used to have a boyfriend who did network marketing, who was like a multi-millionaire. There's so many things that have come into my life through this business that have made, given me that unshakable belief. So I just wanted to host these little calls and give you guys, a bit of that belief every week, very, very quick. So what if I told you that you could have a genie in your life and it would literally grant any wish that you wanted? So no limitations, no exceptions. It would give you whatever you dreamed about. And that genie genuinely in your life is called your belief, and it's a real thing. And I know sometimes, we can forget a little bit about it and we can wander away from our true self. But I think all of us on this call know that we are the creator of our own reality. And, it's a very, very real thing, the law of attraction. So real that, your belief and the state of your belief can cause you to have such a different life to someone who, maybe grew up in the same family as you, for example. You can, be really healthy, be wealthy, be excited about your life, or even in, the most extreme case, how many people in this world commit suicide. That's the very extreme opposite example of someone who doesn't believe in themselves, and doesn't believe that they can be happy, doesn't believe that anything here is meant for them. So belief is a really powerful thing. And the law of belief states that whatever you believe and feel to be true for long enough will become your reality. So whatever you subconsciously think is true inside of your inner world, which is your thoughts and feelings, will eventually show up in your outer world as your experience. And one thing that I think is so important about this topic is that we can all pretend to be okay. Like, we can all show up on social media, we can all send the messages, we can all go through the motions, but do you really feel excited about your business? Like, if you're being completely honest with yourself, how do you feel on the inside about these products, about the income that you're earning, about what you're doing? How do you feel about it? Because that is actually your vibration. It's not about, this front that we put onto everyone else. So just to take an example, here's two twin sisters, Sarah and Emily. And of course, these twins grew up in the same house. They had the same parents, they lived in the same area. But Sarah, for example, she grew up feeling very shy, very insecure, very anxious. And although she tries her best to be, confident and attractive to other people, whenever she does that, it makes her feel really uncomfortable and she feels like she's, not being herself. And then Emily, for example, on the other hand, she grew up feeling really confident, feeling really outspoken, funny, above average. She naturally feels that way. And this is just a scenario, but let's say if these two twins decided to start a network marketing business because they wanted to support their families. So the two experiences of these people are going to be completely different because of how they feel on the inside. And something that, you know, Sarah noticed that was whenever these two girls went out and put themselves out there online and did the work, it always felt to Sarah like Emma would always get all of the attention. She'd always get all of the sales. Like, people would always want to do business with her, and they would never want to do business with her sister. So this left Sarah wondering, you know, what's wrong with me? Like, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand. Why do people want to do business with Emma, but they don't want to do it with me? And these are the kind of classic things that Sarah would think in her mind and feel while she was doing the work. So she'd think things like, I'm just not a salesperson. This is really hard work. You know, this business is going to take me forever. I just can't focus. I really want to quit. I don't know how to close sales. You know, I'm all right at, let's say, I'm all right at posting content, but I'm really not good at having conversations, and I don't know what to say to people. On the other hand, Emma, for example, would go out there with all this confidence, and she would say things to herself like, I can sell anything I believe in. I know it's not easy, but I know it's going to be worth it. Anything good takes time. I'm a magnet for success. I'm focused and persistent. I believe in myself, and closing comes naturally to me because it's very simple. So there's two examples of two different people and a different outcome. And the only difference in these two girls, it's nothing to do with the way they look or how they were brought up or the way that they speak, you know, or anything like that. It is just because of the beliefs in their own mind and how they feel about themselves. And, you know, that is really, really the difference. It's so crucial that you understand that, you know, the entire power of the universe is inherited within your life. And whatever you believe, and, you know, you can't obviously just change your mind and be positive and then your whole reality changes. That's not real. And I know that, I understand that. And I think that's when it's really tricky to teach people about belief. It can feel quite offensive to people because they can say, well, no, thank you. Your circumstances are different than mine. But the truth is that if you practice that vibration, it's only going to be a matter of time before that becomes your reality, bit by bit and piece by piece. And, you know, people might say, well, I am thinking about my business, you know, I am thinking about getting customers, I am thinking about sales, but you get what you think about, whether you want that or not. So when you're thinking of a subject, so for example, customers is a subject, that's not a thought or a feeling. The way that Abraham Hicks explains this is like a stick, and there's one end of the stick, which is one extreme, and the other end of the stick is the other. And she says, which end of the stick are you beating against the floor? Like, which end of the stick are you focused on? Because you're either going to be focused on the subject is the customers, abundance of customers are flowing to me easily, you know, I love helping people with these products, I feel so confident about sharing these products. Or this is really hard, no one wants to buy these products, they're too expensive, you know, all of them kind of thoughts. It's the different end of the stick, but that subject is the same subject. So it's really about you knowing that you're going to get what you think about, whether you want it or not. You know, if you don't believe in what you're selling, that's going to manifest in your reality. So how do you believe in yourself? So the first thing that I would say is, this is all about your internal energy. It's what are you putting in so that you can then give that out. So things that we already know, you know, like eating a healthy diet, cutting out the sugar, you know, cutting out excess carbs, not overeating, not binge eating, getting enough sleep every night, sticking to healthy routines that you know really help you and support the life that you're trying to live. Having healthy relationships, really, really important. Do the people around you lift you up and support you, or do they bring you down, you know, and make you feel rubbish? I know when I started Prove It, and this is the most extreme example, but I actually kicked my boyfriend out of my house. I was like, you are bringing me down, you fill in my head with loads of doubts, you know, you do my head in, get out, see you later. And it sounds really extreme and really, you know, pushy, but in order for you to live the life of your dreams, you are going to have to cut these things out that aren't serving you. And for example, with the TV that you watch, I'm not telling you don't don't watch TV or don't listen to music. You know, do whatever makes you feel good. But say when you're watching TV or listening to music or listening to podcasts, ask yourself, what is it that you're listening to? Like, what is that content? What kind of a vibration is that coming from? And music is the perfect example. You know, like, you could go in the gym and put a song on that makes you feel that, you know, I'm such a bad bitch, like, I'm here, I'm going to smash it, I'm going to do it. Or you could put something on that makes you feel really calm and really chilled out. And that's not going to get that feeling that you want. So every single thing that you're putting into your mind needs to be geared up towards the kind of life that you want to live, and that's different for everyone. So hydration, of course, you know, keep yourself hydrated. You don't want to have headaches and be feeling rubbish through the day. Eliminate toxins if you feel like you should, and I think that is so important. You know, if you enjoy having a drink, have a drink. That might be something that really fills you up. And this really was emphasized to me, you know, over Christmas I read a book by the guy who trained Michael Jordan, and he said that one of the players came to him and said, you know, I've not been drinking, I've not been smoking, I've not been doing this. And the trainer said to him, what do you mean you've not been drinking? Like, you've been drinking throughout this whole practice since you joined this club, and you were an amazing basketball player. So why would you stop doing something that makes you feel good? So when I say that, eliminate things that don't serve you. You need to make that decision on whether they serve you or not. I know for me, alcohol puts me out of the game for 10 days. Like, I can't focus or function after I've done that. And it's different for everyone. And again, it's, you know, very much wrapped up in your belief. Exercise, moving your body, and then also self-care. So what are you doing to make yourself feel good? You know, like, for example, I should have gone and got my nails done 2 days ago, and now that is every time I look at my phone and see these chipped black nails, it's like lowering the vibration. So just make sure, you know, that you're doing things that fill you up and make you feel good. Just wanted to make one quick point on this. I had a friend who did the same business as me in health and wellness, and she rang me the other day and said she's doing a skincare business now and she's making, you know, like, good money from it. She said to me, Eve, I'm getting this itch that I cannot scratch. Like, I cannot get away from how amazing I felt doing a health and wellness network marketing business. Nothing compares to it. And I think that that's why it is challenging as well, because when you're on that top form and you've given yourself all of that positive energy, you're on fire, you're ready to go, like, you're ready to speak to absolutely everyone, you know, on your Facebook list or on your Instagram list. But on the opposite of that, when you feel tired and, you know, you feel really grouchy and really grumpy, it's the opposite. You want to shut off, you don't want to show up, you don't want to do lives. But really, really, if you can get yourself in the right zone, nothing, absolutely nothing will compare to the feeling that you get from winning through this business. And then this is all about, you know, stop pretending, like, stop putting on this brave face to the world when inside you feel terrible, because it is not going to get you anywhere. You know, we do have a great way of showing up as our best selves, even when we don't feel like that. But it is so, so, so important that you realize that people can pick up on that. You know, you're not as good at pretending as you think. And a good example of this is, like, say, for example, if your friend phoned you up and she was crying her eyes out and she said, you know, I'm really, really in a lot of struggle here. I've got no money. I've not eaten for days and I really, really need to eat a meal. I am so, you know, feeling so desperate right now. If you wanted to give your friend a tenner, something as simple as a tenner, to go and get some food that day, it doesn't matter how much you badly wanted to give your friend that tenner and how much, you know, you emphasize with them, you want to give it away, if you've got no money in your bank, reality hits and you cannot give that person what they need. And, you know, although, for example, like with this photo, it's easy to understand that with the five senses, like the sight, the smell, the taste, the touch. It's easy to get that you can't give physical things away. But understand that you cannot give energy away that you do not embody inside of yourself. You really, really can't. And, you know, you might be able to fake it for a very short period of time and you will be exhausted trying to do this business, showing up as this fake version of yourself. So just try as much as you can to, you know, really give yourself what you need. And who is the perfect example of this? Jessie Lee. You know, like, I was having a conversation with someone today, and she said to me, you know, I don't really see Jessie Lee as being this fitness girl because of the, you know, the way that her body is. And that is exactly what I used to think. When I first saw Jessie Lee, I thought, how on earth is she selling this product? Like, how? But if you go onto her Facebook and scroll and scroll and scroll like I did, like a freak, to the very bottoms of her videos, you will see what a transformation she's had. She is in a completely different space in the way that she looks and her body compared to what she used to be. And that's why she has that confidence. So one thing that I love about this is, you know, it really isn't about where you're at. It's not about looking at someone else and going, oh, but they're skinnier than me, or they're prettier than me, or they're richer than me, or they're more hardworking than me, you know, they're more organized than me. Whatever that story is in your mind, it is not about that. It really is about that journey and taking other people on that journey. You know, what I want you to understand is that we are instinctual creatures. So as much as, you know, things can kind of blind us the way that they look, we know what we feel and we can pick up on things. And I love this quote that Alan Watts always says, is that a deer doesn't need to let a lion approach them and say, hi, are you my friend, or are you going to eat me? Like, the deer can feel that is danger approaching. And when you are fake with your messaging, when you don't have good intentions, and when you don't show up as the best version of yourself, it does not matter what you look like, what you sound like, anything. People can feel that, like, they really, really can. That the transfer of energy is so real. And the same thing is, you know, with the universe, the way that the law of attraction works. So that's the end of today's training. I was going to talk all about the products on this one, but do you know what? I just wanted to fill you up with this self-confidence and give you 1 week before we move on to speaking about the products to just really think about, what are you doing right now? You know, like, how are you living your life? It doesn't matter, like I said, the circumstances. It is all about, how do you feel? Do you genuinely believe that you're trying to be the best version of yourself? And that is all that matters. As long as you know that within yourself, you're going to put that energy across to other people. So next week, I'm going to talk all about, you know, why being a product of the product is so important, and why actually taking it and having it as part of your lifestyle is going to build your business for you. So I'm just going to stop this recording.